The big supermarket sales success of 2014 was the e-cigarette. Research this week by Nielsen showed supermarket sales of e-cigarettes rose 50% year on year. They've only been available since 2012. Now half of all smokers report having used one. Originally made in China, the manufacturing is also starting up here, with 100 new labs making e-liquid opening up across the UK, creating thousands of jobs. One of them, E-cigs, is in Stockport. It started importing e-cigarettes in 2011, and this year the company invested £200,000 in equipment to manufacture the liquid. Samantha Fennick has been speaking to the company's founder, Ben Wilson.
So we're in a facility which manufactures e-liquid for electronic cigarettes. We have a full dispensing unit which, through a gravity feed system, we mix liquids. So we've got a mix station over there, and on this section here we've got a fully automated production line. For us, sales have doubled year on year. However, turn of this year we know we needed something different. Competition is rapidly increasing in this market. There's now 1,200 vaping stores around the UK, and we now need to remain competitive by making this step.
It's doubled year on year?
Yes.
Do you expect it to double again in 2015?
For us personally, yes, purely because we've made this investment into this equipment, which gives us a 12 million bottle per year capacity, and we're now bringing on contracts for own label e-liquid manufacturing on a daily basis.
Has this market not got saturated already?
I think to some extent the players within the market, you know, there are a lot of players in the market. However, each sort of brand has its different sort of take on it, how they do things, different products on the market. So actually each company in the market has its own niche.
So what will happen in 2015 is that there will be more fragmentation of the market depending on who you're aiming your product at?
I think so. I think demographics will play a massive part in 2015. I think you'll see brands established to target sort of lower demographic areas and ones to target more wealthy areas.
It's been the fastest growing product for supermarkets, yet as you've already mentioned, there are lots of these vaporising shops on the high street. What do you think is going to happen to how this product is sold to us over the next 12 months?
I think in the grocery sector, in the supermarket sector, I think providing they start listing new products, more products, dedicate space to the category, they will see a massive increase in their sales, and it could potentially take away from those vaping stores.
You think supermarkets have been quite slow to catch on to how popular these products are?
I think so. I mean, for the last 3 years we've seen disposable and rechargeable cigarette products in supermarkets. However, just recently we've only seen vaporisers and e-liquids starting being listed, and I think actually that's the thing where they'll see the growth in 2015.
And those high street shops then could see a hit?
Quite possibly. The margins for supermarkets are very good, and they have the power to force the price down in this market.
Ben Wilson speaking to Samantha Fennick. The Royal College of Physicians has welcomed e-cigarettes as a safer alternative to tobacco. So given the huge popularity of them, are public health bodies generally making sufficient use of them? Martin Dockrell is in charge of helping people to stop smoking at Public Health England. Are you missing a trick here, do you think, Martin?
Well, I don't think so. I think we've been very clear that there's never an occasion where it's better to smoke a cigarette than to use an e-cigarette. And we know that hundreds of thousands of people across England are quitting using electronic cigarettes. Now, our advice would be take your e-cigarette along to your local stop smoking service and get the expert help that will double, treble your chance of quitting successfully.
Well, earlier this morning we spoke to Louise Ross. She manages the NHS Stop Smoking Services in Leicestershire, helping 16,000 people a year who are trying to give up.
We were the first in the country to brand ourselves as e-cig friendly, meaning that, you know, we're very happy to include e-cig users amongst the service users that we help. And we've become more confident, I suppose, as the months have gone on in terms of giving people the right support. We've learnt as a team what works best for people who are using e-cigs or vaporisers. It's about encouraging people to absolutely step away from the combustible cigarettes and not to be afraid, I suppose, of doing that and continuing to use their vaporisers to get their nicotine if that's what suits them best.
A lot of stop smoking services give the nicotine gum and the patches free, for a time anyway. Can you see a point where the NHS will also be giving e-cigarettes free to people who want to quit?
I think when there is a licensed product, we'll be able to do that. But I'm not confident myself that people will necessarily find the licensed products suit them. People really do choose different products for their different needs. I wouldn't want to see all those medicalised. I think they're a consumer product, that people have the individual choice over what they choose.
Well, it's interesting you should say that, because that's the debate, isn't it? If they are regulated, will we end up stifling the market?
From a personal point of view, I think that it should be a consumer product that is allowed to flourish and have all sorts of different types, different styles and models, and that is what will help people move away from combustible cigarettes.
Are other NHS stop smoking services now supporting people who use e-cigarettes? You said that you were the first.
We've had a lot of contact with other services who want to do the same and who are trying to do the same. And that's about the team of advisors themselves learning more about what works for people who vape, or people who are interested in that.
That was Louise Ross. Martin Dockrell from Public Health England. If you look at the Nielsen research, this huge growth in vaping has been partly at the expense of sales of nicotine gum and patches. I mean, it may be that you're just using the wrong stuff.
Well, they are about as effective, as far as we can see from the evidence. Electronic cigarettes are about as effective as patches in quitting. The thing that really makes a difference is the expert advice and behavioural support.
Well, you would say that, wouldn't you?
Well, that's what the research shows. So I'm not saying don't use electronic cigarettes to quit. I'm saying use electronic cigarettes plus expert advice. That's what trebles your chance of quitting successfully.
Martin Dockrell from Public Health England, thank you for coming on.